there's only so many people in any moment who are going to be a completely satisfying Sherlock Holmes. I mean, we know what Sherlock Holmes is supposed to look like. We know what his style is. You can't cast a wee short fella with a black, a Bristol accent or something. He's got to be Sherlock Holmes. So Benedict's got the look, very much the look of a Sherlock Holmes. He's got that leading man, that sort of thing, that Byronic thing. He's also got, given that we wanted Sherlock Holmes at the start of his career, when he has to be about 30. He's one of the very few actors of about that age who's got the gravitas and the imperiousness that would sell Sherlock Holmes to you. Sherlock Holmes has to be able to lord it over a proper police people. He has to be able to walk into a room and do that. There's not many people can do that at that age. I don't know if Benedict does it in his private life, does he?
But he is actually, it's funny, because you're absolutely right, he has all those qualities, but he's very different. I mean, it's sometimes, we would say this when we were getting so used to seeing him on the set or watching the rushes, and then in real life he's much more, I mean, that's good for him really, because he's a human being, but he's much less sort of sure of himself and much less certain of how he interacts with people and the rest of the world. It must be quite liberating for him to put the coat on and the hair dye and be this kind of superhero.
The false nose.
The false nose, the false small nose. But as Stephen says, it sometimes it just falls that way. I mean, Benedict was the only person we saw, and it just clicked straight away. Then casting John Watson was a longer process because we needed to find a fit to Benedict. And that was a very interesting thing, because we saw a lot of great people, but there's so much. It's very reassuring for me as an actor as well to be on the other side of the table to discover that really it's about the fit. Very few people would ever come into any audition and not be very good. You just think, well, there's two alpha males there. That's not going to work. Or somebody would come in for John whose energy was a bit too submissive, and it wouldn't be a sort of match of equals. They need to be, as you say, a sort of commanding officer and a slightly junior officer, but they're still officers, and they respect and love each other really. But Martin came in and it was just instant.
It wasn't just what he did, it was the effect he had on Benedict in a way, because Benedict suddenly became even more like Sherlock Holmes if Martin was in the room. So the two of them together was instant chemistry. It was slam dunk. We couldn't contemplate anybody else for Watson the moment we saw Martin and Benedict together.